Sorry about this. I accidentally loaded up the wrong graphics. I forgot to switch over to the raw graphics before this live review. I guess we'll get started. Blooper reel, I guess.
Listen to me. There's a wise man who would ever think of this. They would say in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. For I am the man himself.
Alright guys, yes, let's try this again. What is going on? How you guys all doing once again this Saturday evening? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and again, sorry about that little glitch there. I forgot to switch over to the SmackDown graphics. So, yeah, I didn't mean to goof that up. I didn't feel like resetting the stream again. So, you know, I just thought I would just continue forward. Give myself, a little slap on the wrist or whatnot for that. But, we're good. But what is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. I hope you all are so far having a great holiday weekend. Happy early Easter. Christ is risen for those of you who are religious, of course, as well. We are here live for my live review. The last SmackDown live review I will do before WrestleMania 40, as next week I will take a break from Raw and SmackDown reviews to do the WrestleMania preview and predictions. And also, again, there will be a live review also on the Bray Wyatt documentary that comes out Monday on Peacock. I'm definitely very intrigued to see what will come from that documentary for sure. But yes, we are here live. We're going to talk about SmackDown from last night's episode. The March 29th, 2024 edition took place in Uncasville, Connecticut, I think it was. I saw. Weird name, but took place there. This show was one of the first shows in a while that did not have Cody Rhodes, did not have any parts of the bloodline. So it was kind of interesting to see, what can they do without the big guns in there. You know what I mean? I'll say it wasn't too bad. Couple little things that I was like, meh about. But it definitely was nowhere being as good as I thought Raw was. Again, I just still think, and I don't know if it's because, they don't have as much star power or because we're getting a lot more on Raw. But again, SmackDown just felt like, I feel like it's not popping off as much. I mean, is it still doing things right? Yes. Is it telling the stories? Yes. But I still don't feel the same energy watching it as I do when I watch Raw. I don't know why, but again, it's just not, knocking it out of the park for me right now. As far as the best show. Raw, I think, is the better show right now. But, still some storyline progressions, some things I wasn't the biggest fan of. But the big story of this episode of SmackDown was definitely the official introducing of Jade Cargill to the SmackDown roster. And it's very, very obvious to me that WWE is going to make her, the next big name. I think they're about to have her take down Charlotte Flair and have her basically be the next big name in the women's division. Is she ready for that yet? We will talk about it, of course, when we do get to the introducing of Jade Cargill on SmackDown. And we will, of course, go from there. So we got a little bit of an active live chat so far. We got Tyler and Coda in the live chat. What's up, guys? Dakota says that was the best Raw he's seen in a long time, in his lifetime, and SmackDown thought was good as well. Tyler doesn't think Jade should be here. Dakota missed Raw 1 week. We were at work, and the only good thing on SmackDown is AJ Styles versus LA Knight. Ray and Dragon Lee win. They are making Dragon Lee the predecessor to Ray, which could be the case. Jade looked dominant, and Tyler said, "Oh God, no." I don't know which one he's referred there. He thinks Jade is too green. We will talk about, of course, Jade again when we get there. We'll different opinions in the live chat, but again, it's totally fine. We can be civil and have difference of opinions. We just don't want to attack each other. That's what we're not here for to do. So, let's get rolling and let's talk about this episode of SmackDown. Again, the show took place in Uncasville, Connecticut. Where that is I have no idea. But anyways, so the show opened up with this tag match. Randy Orton and Kevin Owens teamed up to take on Pretty Deadly's Elton Prince and Kit Wilson. Yes, boys! No, I don't know what it is. I just can't get into Pretty Deadly. I can't. I mean, I kind of get the gimmick a little bit, but it's just, I mean, I love their theme song. I don't know, it's that disco catchy theme is cool, but it feels like they're like John Morrison entrance ripoffs. And they have that really, I mean, like when they were in NXT UK as Matt Stoker and Lewis Howley, whatever their name was, like they were okay. I thought they were a decent tag team, but I'm just not a fan of their appearance. I don't know what it is. I just can't get into them. They, though, because of the help of Logan Paul, do get a pinfall victory on Kevin Owens. So, a good rub, yes, but really, like, I don't know. They're still not making me like that excited at all when they come on my TV. Afterwards, though, of course, Randy Orton then gets mad at Kevin Owens for losing the match, but Owens says, no, it was Logan. And then Orton goes under the ring, and there is Kevin Owens, and then of course, so they go to start brawling, bouncing Logan Paul's face off the announce desk, punching away, but then Pretty Deadly save Logan Paul, and then Owens and Orton take them out with a stunner and an RKO. And then Randy goes chasing after Logan, but then Logan retreats and hops in a car and just zooms out of there. And next week they're doing a Kevin Owens show segment with Randy Orton. And I don't know. I don't know if it's because that this is not... I feel like there's sometimes where WWE does not put like a ton of effort into the build for certain matches because they only want to make certain matches feel a little more important than the others. The build for this match has just been there. Like, Logan Paul and Kevin Owens have an obvious little unfinished business, okay? Even though Kevin Owens got caught using the brass knucks, which, of course, still may feel there was an unfinished business between them. They want to settle this, one-on-one and not just with a fluke thing like that. Even though they ended Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar's feud like that last year, but we don't need to talk about that anymore. And all Logan Paul's done on Randy Orton is just punched him in the face and cost him a shot at the chamber. And they haven't done anything really since. It's like, it's one of those matches where it's like, you don't really need to see anything else. Because you're seeing Kevin Owens and Randy Orton in a bromance, and that seems like a wee bit out of character for Randy Orton. I get it. We're still kind of in like the honeymoon stage where we're like, we didn't think we'd see Randy again, this, and that. And I think he's, he still has mileage to him right now as a babyface, as also as more of a heel. But the build, this is like, okay, the match is happening. We'll see at Mania, basically. Like, nothing, like, there's no heat right now between Kevin Owens and Randy Orton right now. It's just two of them trying to go after Logan Paul, which is making me think that Logan Paul is probably going to retain the U.S. title at WrestleMania. I still wish they would have had LA Knight dethrone him at WrestleMania, because I still want to see that match. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe in Saudi Arabia or Money in the Bank, maybe sometime later on down the line we'll see Logan Paul drop the belt to LA Knight. I just think also the fact that they're having Prime sponsor be like the center logo in the ring is making me think that they're not going to pull the belt off of Logan yet because of that. So I guess Logan Paul's going to be US champ for a little bit longer, but hopefully we won't have two part-time champions. Two part-time champions again after WrestleMania and just one, but we'll see how it goes. So that's how we started off the show. We did have this nice promo interview with Io Sky accusing Bayley of trying to steal Damage Control's heat, and calls her an embarrassment to the company and saying she hopes she never sees her again at WrestleMania. Basically saying that, Bayley was trying to use them to, steal the spotlight on it, which, again, what's good is that there is some truth to that. Bayley did kind of, play this, psycho heel for a few years, basically, and whatnot. But now, of course, people are still, loving Bayley, and I'm sure people who didn't stop hating Bayley. They knew that we know Bayley more as, the fangirl character and whatnot. That's where she excels in. Her as a heel was fine. She had her moments, but she did that because she needed to do something different. She needed something different. The hugger character was, diminished. This is her kind of just being Pam Martinez, I guess, or whatnot. But it was a nice little explanation as to why, Damage Control, patience grew thin and kicked Bayley out. After the interview was done, though, Bayley attacked her on set, which was, different to see. Alright, now we have the moment of the night. Well, the big talking point of the night. So Nick Aldis was out there, and it was advertised. We all knew this was happening. He said his goal from day one as SmackDown general manager was to make the best show around, and his newest signing takes him a great giant step closer to that goal, and he officially welcomes Jade Cargill to the SmackDown roster. Jade comes out, has a, superstar, megastar type entrance with, the smoke pyro and the lighting and whatnot, and of course, obviously the silhouette of the physique and whatnot. She comes down and gets on the microphone and says it's about time, and since they finally put pen to paper, she wants to make herself clear. This is one of the best women's rosters in the world, but they're not Jade Cargill. The headline, a once-in-a-lifetime superstar. The storm has arrived. So, Jade's been signed to a WWE deal, I think, since last August or September. It was around, Fastlane or whatnot when they started, having her make appearances, wondering what brand she was going to go to and whatnot here and there. And then she disappeared for a few months, and then we didn't see her again until she made her WWE in-ring debut at the Royal Rumble, which I thought was a nice spot for her to showcase a little bit. My thing, though, is you see, in AEW, she was built around a winning streak. What was it, 60-0 or something like that? I can't remember how many wins she did have in AEW. But she was built around a winning streak. But that was it. Because she's still, as Tyler said, she's probably still kind of green. But she is an investment. She is someone... I don't know how to explain it. It's WWE is marketing the hell out of her. I'm not saying I don't think Jade Cart... I'm not saying... What am I trying to say here? I do agree that it does feel like they're already setting the bar super high for her. But I don't think, other than the fact that she's the first women's wrestler to jump ship from AEW to WWE... Unless there's more that I don't know about her, I do think they're kind of setting it a wee bit too high for her. Yes, Tyler's right. She is green. But yes, they kept her off TV until they felt she was ready. Does she have superstar potential? Absolutely. She's a big woman. She's strong. She's athletic. She's got, that background and whatnot. But I don't think within the year, I don't think she should be, like, automatically already, like, getting, like, this big of a spotlight. Like, okay, you can still have her. I'm pretty sure the long-term plan was for her to face Charlotte until Charlotte got hurt. I do kind of wish they would have done her and Bianca one-on-one. That would be a match I want to see. Two strong bodybuilding type women going at it would be awesome. I mean, heck, if you want to make them a tag team and have them dethrone the Kabuki Warriors eventually, you know, maybe. Even though, again, this is going to suck to see Asuka lose at WrestleMania yet again. Hopefully, well, spoiler alert, she's involved in a six-woman tag match at WrestleMania. And I hope to God they don't have Asuka be the one to eat the pin. Like, Dakota or Kyrie I'd be okay with, but Asuka, it's like you can't give Asuka. Can we give Asuka like Asuka should not be 0-5 or probably soon to be 0-6 at WrestleMania. That is a wee bit ridiculous, I think. That someone who literally had the Goldberg like streak to her, all of a sudden now it's just I don't like that. But yeah, like we'll see what Jade has to bring to the table. Like I said, I don't know if I haven't like invested the behind the scenes look. Like I do think they're making this a wee bit too big of a big deal for her. Like I said, I don't know if it's just because, you know, she jumped ship from AEW to WWE. I mean, yes, she already has a great resume being TBS champion and whatnot. She's a bodybuilder. Like, she definitely has the charisma and whatnot. But yeah, she's still learning. She's still improving. But it does feel like WWE is expecting her to be a pretty huge star. So, let's see. I mean, I thought the few, you know, things she did in the main event, she looked pretty smooth. But again, that's just a couple moves. I'm pretty sure, again, she is going to need some more time to improve. The promo skills were decent, but we'll see where it goes. But after that, we had Damage Control backstage, and Dakota says Jade hasn't done anything, and she's going to beat Bianca tonight. We also have some random backstage where Isla Dawn is flagging Nick Aldis to talk about changing their music or something, and Alba Fire pulls her away. What the? I don't get what they're doing with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. Like, they're just appearing here and there, but they're doing absolutely nothing. So why did you call them up last year? Well, then again, that was probably a Vince call, but I don't know. They're both talented and should be, you know, getting a little bit featured more and not just like in catering all the time. So I don't get it. AJ Styles ran into Nick Aldis and says, is LA Knight going to be here? And Aldis says he asked Knight to stay away. And AJ said, you should have told him. So we see them, of course, later on at night. But we then had the two bracket finals for the spots at WrestleMania. First was Austin Theory and Grayson Waller versus the Street Profits. Match was fine. Again, during the match, it was basically the dumb babyface syndrome thing where they showed up on the screen. The Final Testament had beaten down on B-Fab and Bobby Lashley backstage, and Angelo Dawkins was gonna, you know, walk out on them to go check on Bobby, but then, you know, it caused a distraction and they lost the match. And then afterwards, there was a brawl between the Pride and the Final Testament, and with an Austin Theory and Grayson Waller, of course, are moving on to the ladder match at WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't know. Again, if they were just stalling because they want to actually give the Final Testament more of a push after WrestleMania, because I really thought they were building towards some sort of like a 6-man at WrestleMania. I don't think that's happening now, but it feels like they're not really going anywhere with the Final Testament. It doesn't. I feel like if they were going to push them till after WrestleMania, why not wait until after WrestleMania to debut them as a team? It's just, it's weird. Like I feel like it's just stuck in the same spot and it's really not going anywhere. Because I know, again, especially Karrion Kross. I know Karrion Kross is super talented. he's very aesthetic and artsy and whatnot. I've listened to many of his interviews he's had with Chris Van Vliet. The guy knows how to be, like, his own unique self. I just still feel like you don't understand, like, why they're still holding him back. But, I don't know, that was weird. So Austin and Grayson are in the ladder match as one of the two SmackDown teams at WrestleMania. We then have Legado del Fantasma coming out, as they are going to be in the second match with the New Catch Republic. Before the match, though, they come out, and Santos gets on the mic and says he hates to be that guy, but he told us so, and wants to remind us never ever forget that it was him who put Rey Mysterio on the shelf. He didn't get the amputation he wanted, but he got the next best thing. He beat Rey Mysterio last week in the center of the ring. He proclaimed himself the greatest luchador, or at least he was. And all it took was a phone call for a man who despises him, Rey as much as him. And that is Rey's own son, Dominik. Where Dominik comes out and Santos thanks him and apologizes for not seeing eye to eye with him at first, but he wants to say it to his face, he was right. Then out comes Rey Mysterio and the LWO, and Rey says he truly believes he was done fighting his son, but now with the two men he despises the most in front of him, he has a chance to beat the respect into both of them, and then challenges them to a tag match at WrestleMania. First thing, it's going to be a mixed tag, but then he just wants it to be just Santos and Dominik versus Rey and a partner of his choosing. And we're all thinking Carlito, which I thought they were going to do that too, because, Santos did put him on the shelf. But did Carlito recently win? Didn't he win when Rey returned in that street fight they did? But Rey said his partner is the newest member of the LWO, which is Dragon Lee. Which I'm not opposed, but it's weird because why wouldn't you just pick? I mean, again, I love Dragon Lee. Don't get me wrong. The match does sound good, even though I feel like though they never. Anytime we've seen Santos and Dragon have a match in the ring, I feel like they've really held back. I don't know. I was still kind of hoping they would have done Rey and Santos at WrestleMania 101. But we'll see how it goes. But a brawl interrupted. It's the set for a match between Zelina Vega and Elektra Lopez for next week on SmackDown. And then Legado Fantasma do lose though to the New Catch Republic as I thought. So fine with me. We got them in the match. I mean, they're going to add. I think Tyler Bates really going to be a star in that ladder match for sure. But I figured they would probably get in, which I think is awesome. So not going to complain about that. Match is fine. Again, just weird booking with that, but we'll see. And people are already saying that they think that Carlito's going to turn on Rey, which fine. But why does everybody have to turn on Rey? Like what? Like how many times within the past few years we've had Dominik, we have had Santos, and now we may have Carlito, which I'm just like, it's the same thing though. And like at some point you gotta say, is Rey actually the bad guy in this? Like it's getting a little too repetitive. Like if you want Carlito to do something different, just do a draft and draft him separately from the LWO or something. I don't know. But so yeah, we have that there. But also, I found this interesting too. This is where I talked about in the Raw review, where I think they're starting to form the cracks again with the Judgment Day. Well, first, we had a backstage where Naomi wished Bianca luck and promises to have her back in her match against Dakota Kai later on the show. But then we had a segment with the Judgment Day in the clubhouse talking about how they're frustrated that Dominik didn't tell them about what just happened with him and Santos. Dom rolled up, apologized, saying he thinks he needs a doctor, and Priest tells him WrestleMania is big for them as a team and as individuals. And Rhea asks if it has anything to do to share, and then Finn steps in to play peacemaker, and they agree that no matter what, they're going to run the show. Although it could be a night where it could be bad news for most of them. But yeah, this thing with Dom going off doing things on his own is obviously getting to the Judgment Day, which would make sense. And it's about time we split the Judgment Day, but we'll see. I still have no clue, though, where Damian Priest, though, is going with this Money in the Bank cash in, or if he even is going to successfully cash in. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, though, whenever we get to there. I feel like WrestleMania or the Raw after Mania, we could possibly see a cash in. But we'll see. Anyway, so we then have Paul Heyman doing a backstage, says the final boss took Cody Rhodes out by order of the Tribal Chief, and Jimmy Uso says that Jey Uso isn't going to make it to WrestleMania because Roman Reigns has ordered Solo Sikoa to take him out in a match next week. So next week on SmackDown, we're getting, besides the Andre Giant Memorial Battle Royal, we're also going to get Jey Uso versus Solo Sikoa. And that's all the build we have for Jimmy versus Jey. Very disappointing. No yeet. The match is going to be good, but the build, no yeet. AJ Styles came out and says it's been over a week, and he berates the fans as the reason LA Knight attacked him in his own yard, and said he should have locked him up, but he's got bigger plans for him. He wants the biggest spotlight to expose him for the overachieving, under-talented piece of trash he is. Nick Aldis said Knight ain't here, but Styles will guarantee that he is, so he calls him out. He doesn't come down. AJ then gets paranoid and smacks a camera operator to double check to make sure he's not a disguise. And then we see a masked man jump the barricade and security stops him. AJ unmasks him and he says he's just some guy. He says he won't play games anymore, but then there's a security guard who is standing right by the announce table who unmasks, and it's LA Knight. And then he beats him down, but then AJ runs off. Then Knight tells him at the end of the day at WrestleMania, he'll know whose game this is. LA Knight. Yeah! I thought they were going to add a stipulation to the match based off how the promo went, but I guess they're not. But, you know, they're always hitting each other with steel chairs, so you would figure that would, you know, mean that maybe like a no DQ match or something, but I don't know. We don't really have there is the ladder match, so I guess that's kind of like the car crasher match, but I feel like one more match should get a stipulation to it. And honestly, I feel like how personal the personal side to this feud has been, I feel like they should do it there. I mean, for crying out loud again, AJ Styles flew 18 hours across the globe just to beat down LA Knight with a steel chair. That's crazy stuff. There should be a World War stipulation to this, but it'll still be a good match. I'm just still torn on who I want to win, but we'll see what happens. We get my predictions. We got a Tiffany Stratton hype reel that I liked. Again, I'm still not the biggest. Again, I love her in the ring, but I'm not still the biggest fan of her character or her microphone skills. I mean, it was a better cut promo than the promo she cut before Elimination Chamber, but I don't know. She still has room to improve on the mic, but in the ring, it feels like that they're pointing her in the right direction so far, which I like. So we got good there. And then the main event was Bianca Belair taking on Dakota Kai. Bianca, though, does win. Afterwards, Kabuki Warriors do attack. Naomi made the save. There was a bit of a beatdown for a while longer until Jade Cargill came out, and that's how the show ended, with Jade Cargill coming out and cleaning house and set up for a 6-woman tag match at WrestleMania. Fine by me, to be honest. I mean, it's, you know, it gives a little more women a little room to get a spotlight at WrestleMania, and it's Jade's first match, so I'm fine with the tag match. I still wanted to see Jade versus Bianca, but again, slowly ease us into Jade. Don't put the. I just don't feel like WWE should be putting the rocket ship on her and launching her yet. Like I said, we know she's green. We haven't seen her wrestle much since she signed with WWE. But, again, Triple H obviously wanted to keep her off TV until she improved. But give us some time for us to see that she has improved as well. So we'll see where it goes. But that's SmackDown. Again, I know I nitpicked at it a lot. I still thought it was solid. It's not like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. It was fine. I gave it a B-. Solid show. But check the live chat before we go off the air. Let's give you guys your thoughts as well. Tyler says Pretty Deadly sucks. Either Owens wins at Mania or Paul retains and drops it to Orton at WrestleMania Backlash. I think it's called just Backlash now, thank God. But Asuka deserves better than being in a stupid 6-woman tag match. I'd rather have last summer, it should have been her and Charlotte feud for the women's title. If they actually would let Asuka beat Charlotte one-on-one clean, but yeah, I don't like the fact that she's probably going to take another loss at WrestleMania. Did you see the rumor, night 2, when The Rock and Roman are beaten on Cody, that Stone Cold's rumored to come out and help him and Cena? I have read the rumor, yes, which is why people are saying, they teased it with Rock and Stone Cold in the background. Because, I mean, Cody said admitting he needs help this time. So maybe we will get them involved. Who knows? I mean, like John Cena, recent, and, Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock, could have a lot of nostalgia mixed in there to help take out, because I said too in my Raw review, I really think they need to have the Bloodline win. Anything goes in the main event, up in the antics a little bit. I think WWE needs to split the tag titles. I still don't know about that, because I still think there's enough depth yet for 2 titles. But I also will say this. If they're not going to split the tag titles, can we please get a new belt for the tag titles? What's the point of them carrying around 2 belts if they don't intend on splitting them? You know what I mean? It's been 2 years since they unified the belts. So I don't know. I think Rock Roman win night 1 because Drew takes out Seth backstage, which could happen. What though he swerves everyone and has Dominik turn on Santos? And it would be something, but I doubt it's happening anytime soon. Dom's way too good as a heel. I think Becky should lose to Rhea and have Rhea drop the belt to Liv at SummerSlam. That's exactly who I think they should go with as well. And as I said, Raw, maybe have Candice LeRae be the one to dethrone Liv. I'm thinking now, based off of how good I'm enjoying Candice's new character, that they should have Candice be the one to win Money in the Bank. Liv is the only one who has a story to beat Rhea. Becky has not been champion on the main roster in 2 years, which is true, but does Becky really need another title right now, though? Just my opinion. Bayley has to beat Io at Mania. I still don't know where they're going with who's going to win that one either, also. Tyler says that Jade is an AEW Mud Law wrestler. Also, AEW is next WCW. We're not going to talk about AEW. We all know my opinions on that. I heard Matt is leaving WB. He is done with AEW. He was at Raw the other night. I don't know if he's going back or not. I think Matt might be done in general, but who knows. But with that being said, I'm just going to cut it there because I can't talk about AEW live anymore. It's just going to create a bunch of arguments, in my opinions, and I don't want to get in fights with anybody. But anyways, we're going to cut it there, guys. I am starting to get a little tired, but I am going to stay up for a little bit longer and start watching. And I'm going to try to get back to finishing up my new channel graphics. Again, these Raw and SmackDown reviews are the last reviews with the current graphics. The WrestleMania preview and predictions will have the new setup for pay-per-view preview and predictions, but I will still have the current intro. The new intro, which I already posted a picture of the new logo, which is coming from the new intro. The new intro, though, will not be revealed until my my WrestleMania review. But next time we have a Raw and SmackDown review, there are new graphics ready to go. And yeah, so like I said, I'm going to continue to get some new graphics as I play around again with Adobe Photoshop and Adobe After Effects. And again, over time, I will enhance on them for sure. But that's going to do it, guys. Again, until I get those graphics fixed, updated, everything else is going to be on hold. But again, I will be doing two live streams this coming week. One talking about the Bray Wyatt documentary. The other one doing my WrestleMania preview and predictions as well. And then, of course, the WrestleMania review. And then, again, it's off with the new graphics from there. And hopefully by then I'll be able to start resuming other things on the channel. So, guys, once again, what are your guys' thoughts on this week's episode of SmackDown? I gave it a B-. Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. And be sure also, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to come to my channel. And follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93. Be sure to also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And until then, guys, I'm checking out. I'll catch you guys all later. Gonna have a great Easter Sunday. And do not forget as well, in order to be superior to the man, you've got to be the man. And for I am the man himself. And that is not just an opinion, my friends. That is a fact of life. Yeah!